There are now more than 118,000 cases in 114 countries, and 4,291 have lost their lives. COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
You know, in those movies with outbreaks and zombie apocalypses and stuff like that, there's always like the brief period before it really blows up. We're in that brief period before it blows up. It's just kind of an ominous feeling, I guess. Hello everyone, my name's Anthony and welcome back to The Vlog Theory. Today is March the 12th, 2020, and yesterday on March 11th, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic. So, of course, we have cancellations. You know, we started off this year with World War III coming. Obviously, the memes were huge. That was like the talk of January. There was also the coronavirus just starting to break through news and media. A lot of people didn't think too much of it. It was just going to stay in China. It was just this little small thing. But flash forward to March, the beginning of March, almost halfway through, I guess, closer to halfway through. We have the likes of concerts of major people, major artists and bands not performing their Asian tour, their Europe tour, their North America tour, canceling or postponing until further notice. I mean, huge events like Coachella, South by Southwest, schools, universities being cleared out, and all over the place that's country-wide, like in Ireland. In just a short amount of time, we saw the World Health Organization raise their awareness and risk factors slowly but surely until we reached the pandemic stage. We also have the likes of the NHL, the NBA, the MLB, and MLS postponing the season or taking a little bit of a break. We have the Princess Cruise Lines, who just canceled or postponed all cruises over the next 60 days. Here in my city, we are a port city here in St. John, New Brunswick. We're right on the ocean. We rely on a lot of cruise ship activity during the summer. We were expected over 90 ships this season, over 200,000 people. You know, it's going to disrupt our, not only the major economy, like we see the stock market's dropping, but it's going to affect little cities like mine. Our local economy will probably suffer. Now, before you panic and freak out, there are steps you can take. There's information you can seek and look into. We are seeing stock market crashes that are very similar to crashes previous to this, like 2008, the Gulf War oil drop crisis in the 90s. There's people all over the world cleaning out store shelves who probably shouldn't be. It's a serious thing. What we're dealing with is serious. There have been deaths and there will continue to be deaths. It's going to get worse before it gets better. That's something I said at the beginning of February. I wish I had recorded it. I wish I had proof of me saying that, but I know, and I mean, we all should know at this point, it's going to get worse before it gets better. So try and take action if you can. If you really need to, self-isolate. I mean, Italy is closed down. A whole country is closed down for a few weeks, possibly longer. And the government is actually waiving all payments, mortgage payments and stuff like that, so people can actually kind of relax during the quarantine, during the shutdown. That's humanity. That's what being a human is. You have to have compassion in these times. You can't lose what it means to be human in these situations. We always worry about these kind of things. We make movies and tell stories about things like this. But when it actually happens to us, when it really sinks in, you know, the New York Feds are feeding $1 trillion into the stock market to try and balance out what the fuck just happened. I mean, we are not screwed. I mean, this isn't the end of the world. But we are in for a bumpy ride. I guess that's why I wanted to make this video, to try and say that, I mean, we're going to be okay. I guess my heart just goes out to the people that have been affected by it. If you have been affected by it, you know, if you are in lockdown, or if you're in self-isolation, if you find this video on Twitter, or if you just search for it, my heart truly goes out to you. I mean, people affected, you know, businesses rely on travel. I mean, you know, millions of people fly every single day across the entire planet. It's what we do. And I guess this is a consequence of having instantaneous travel. We can spread something instantaneously. So the next few weeks are going to suck. The next few months are going to suck. I'm going to stop me from right what you just saw. This is an update after I recorded the video. Ontario schools, all public schools in the province of Ontario here in Canada, will be closed for 2 weeks after their March break. There's even a case here in my province, in the city of Moncton, the Moncton area. The person had come back from travel from France, where there's, hundreds of cases. There's thousands of cases across the planet. And with estimates in that Joe Rogan podcast, which I think you should totally check out, with a specialist in this topic, this will affect tens of millions of people eventually, so we have to be ready. We are going to see more and more events canceled, more and more travel halted. We're definitely going to see limited supplies for some time because people are hoarding shelves. It's not as bad as those people are making it out to be, but we should definitely be careful.
Just off the bat, how serious is this? Is this something that we need to be terrified of, or is this overblown, or how do you stand on this?
Well, first of all, you have to understand the timing of it in the sense that it's just beginning. And so in terms of what hurt, pain, suffering, death has happened so far is really just beginning. This is going to unfold for months to come yet, and that's, I think, what people don't quite yet understand. I brought some numbers. We conservatively estimate that this could require 48 million hospitalizations, 96 million cases actually occurring, over 480,000 deaths that can occur over the next 3 to 7 months with this situation. So this is not one that to take lightly. And I think that's what I can understand if you say there's only been 10 deaths or 20 deaths or 50 deaths. Just remember, 2 weeks ago, we were talking about almost no cases in the United States. And now that we're testing for it and watching the spread as it's unfolding, those numbers are going up astronomically. 3 weeks ago, Italy was just living life just fine. Now they're literally in a virtual shutdown in the northern parts of Italy.
60 million people in Italy have been forced to quarantine after more than 10,000 cases of COVID-19 quickly spread across their country. Italy is the hardest hit outside of China.